Welcome to Creatively Exposed, a podcast and safe space for Black and marginalized creatives to empower, educate, and uplift you through the final product of self and creation. Bring a homie, share with a homie, and enjoy the show.
Hey y'all, this will probably be a quickie. Welcome back to Creatively Exposed. And if you don't know, this is a safe space for Black and brown creatives, rehumanizing one episode at a time. I've been thinking about that. Tell me how you feel about that. So it is officially the astrological new year, which means Aries season. The equinox is here, first day of spring. Tomorrow is World Poetry Day, so that's lit too. I might even find a poem for y'all. And I guess the biggest thing that comes with all of this, I think I'll be more on an astrological tip, but we'll circle around with me, right? Let's go on a ride. And what I'm feeling from this astrological new year, besides, wanting to spring clean and get things in order and all of that stuff, is what are you willing to fight for, right? What are you willing to bring hands to the situation for? And when I ask that, it's not just for my family, for no, about you and your life. What are you willing to scrap for? And when I say that, I think about boundaries. I think about having not only the audacity, but the initial desire to just jump into some shit that you've been wanting to do, right? What have you been putting off that you know it's time to either rev your engine to get it going or to make happen for yourself? Aries season is giving it's time. It's giving make it happen. It's also giving the Fool card, right? The idea that the Fool followed by the Sun. Life is an adventure and it's half full. And what magic can you make from that, right? From being in that space, and it's the sun reflecting that you can make the possible possible, or what you feel is impossible possible. Take that with what you will. I feel like February was for self-introspection and realizing that what doesn't fucking work needs to be burnt to a crisp. Deadass. Just no longer being on a wheel of mindlessness. And maybe I'm just speaking for me, right? I have been really, really trying to zoom into my life in the little nooks and crannies, and I'm looking at habits that no longer they can't come with me to where I want to go and to where I'm going. Into how I want to live, right? I feel like the pandemic may have broken something, may have unearthed something. I like that better. And now it's time to create something with that, right? Either we continue, which it hasn't been the most effective way of existing, of just like going through the motions doesn't work for me. So Aries season is also like, what are you passionate about? Do that shit, right? Doing new things, even if it's like a 15-minute hobby that you were like, I was really into this, but I'm no longer into it, and that's okay. Into flirting with the exciting aspects of life and not thinking too hard about it. Of being about you, right? It's just like how Issa said, it's looking like me season. Refocusing back onto the self with vigor. Maybe this is where you really start working out. I know that's the conversation I'm having with myself. I know that I'm going back to eating how I used to eat. I've fallen out of being vegan, and that's wild to me. And I have been health wise not as great, so that's interesting. Y'all motherfuckers that be asking about protein and all this other shit, like, leave me alone. I've been eating everything, and my body's like, no. You're getting random ass allergies, and you're anemic, light anemic. I'm just fuck. So I'm going back to going back to the anyway, I'm going back to the things that made me feel good, and so I'm slowly retransitioning into being vegan because that is where I had energy and desire to do stuff. And although it, some restrictions, I guess, were difficult at the time. I mean, there wasn't as much shit as there is now. So, like, I literally got a vegan steak deli cuts. Nigga, what? There was nothing like this before. So, and they taste good. Because that's the other thing. I have tried many things, and bruh. Might as well eliminate it altogether. And so, definitely seeing how we can be more active in life with our bodies, as well as taking the front seat. Literally, shut up and drive, but also allow yourself to be driven. It can be tunnel vision, right? It can be impatience. It's also Aries is ruled by Mars, and I believe also by Pluto. So, like, it all don't gotta be surface level. And so you might feel a little more aggressive than usual. Channel that shit into something dope. If you feeling lost sexual energy, it's the sacral chakra. I have a sacral chakra episode. You can also use it for creativity, for executing the things that you want to make happen. Be careful with burnout. You may want to do a lot. Aries to me is also like, work hard as fuck, but also play just as hard. And I've been missing that. I've really been missing that. I also think that Aries, it's kind of like Leo's energetic cousin, right? And so they can be the life of the party versus the star of the show. And so for anyone who forgot that life should be a good ass time, maybe reconnecting back to that, right? And this all ties into me creatively because without play, there is no creativity. Argue with your auntie, your mama. Without play, you will run out of the joie de vivre, right? The joy of living, of being present, of enjoying what you're creating. It will eventually feel like obligation and the luster will be gone. One thing about Aryan energy, that's Aries, is that they get bored quickly. And so if something is no longer catching your attention, there needs to be something different going on if you want to keep doing that thing. And so allow the mundane, and mundane sounds like just doing boring shit, but like doing the tasks of the day, throwing out your trash. I really be telling on myself I gotta throw out my trash. I don't know, redecorate, build some shit, like do whatever it is that you like to do, that forces you in a good way to be here right now. Aries ain't sitting forever in the past. Aries is usually in the present moment. And so do more things that lead you back to the present, that makes you forget your phone, that has you caught up in joy, vibes, passion, whatever those like really high vibrational energetic things are. And allow the things to come to you. Have tunnel vision when it comes to the dreams, to the goals, to your manifestations, the life that you know is possible and is tangible that you need to work on. It's me season. It's focusing on the self. And how do people add to that, right? Like, how do people add to your life versus supplement, right? You know, be accountable for fun, right? Like, we're always like, oh, I can be a better person. I always mean I can be better at whatever. I can grow here, but like, be in the growth, be in the messiness of the ongoing expansion that is you. Because there is when ideas come. I don't know about you, but I've been struggling. I've been struggling with the desire to do shit. To write things, to like be back into the elements of words and play and art. And when looking around, I'm like, we haven't been having enough fun. How I'm gonna create a new world when I'm not even in my own? And so, happy astrological new year. Write some shit down and let's get to work. Calling it already what's on my to feel list for the astrological new year. I want a soft life. I want ease. I want people who add and support that consistently. But in my softness, there is also passion and intensity and desire for